So we finally reached the end of the month. Yes, it is the end of the Assimilation Part 1 arc. But how does it fare? Well, tell you what, why don't we check it out? I'm Admiral Pegasus, and this is Star Trek Fleet Command. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Yes, I've lost my glasses since the intro because the glare was obviously in the way again. Yes, end of Assimilation Part 1. So it is finally time to grade the arc. Now, this video is being released at the end of the arc, so literally as events change, this video is being released. And obviously, at the time of recording, well, we've only got a few hours left to go. But we're going to be starting on officers. And what I will tell you is I'm going to be using the new similar sheet that Rev Juice has said he's going to be using. And he actually put up for the other content creators and other players who wanted to use it as an idea of how they would grade the arc. So I'm going to use this, and a big shout out to Archduke and Rev Juice, who actually collaborated and worked together to create this. So hopefully we'll have a bit more of a straight narrative video rather than the Pegasus standard. So we're going to start off with officers, and yeah, you can see I haven't got the epic. Now, the reason I haven't got the epic, and I've only got 37 shards now. That's not too bad, actually, considering. Because the only way to source Hugh this month was through solo leaderboards. Yes. Now, there was a few shards in the Battle Pass. I'm not going to say there wasn't. There was. I mean, there must have been at least 16. No, hang on. A bit more than that in the Battle Pass. We'll find that out a bit later on. But the one thing is as well, it was only sourced pretty much through the material spend and rare and epic directive spend solo leaderboard. Now, the downside to that, there was no SMS. But again, we'll cover that later. Now, Hugh, on the outset, he actually looks like he's going to be a fairly decent officer that you can have, and he's going to really help you. Now, obviously, increasing impulse speed, it's not too bad. But where he looks like he's going to be most effective, and from DJ's video, I can't remember which video it is, but if you look on DJ's YouTube channel and find the one that says Hugh on it, I'm sure you'll find it. But his below deck ability does actually look pretty good, and the way it's explained is rather unique. Yes. So If I tried to explain it now, I couldn't. I'm not going to lie, I need to watch that video several times to get it through my thick skull just to understand how it works. But it is fantastic. And here's the STSC.space image, oh hello, of his below deck ability. And as you can see, it tops out at 100%. So that's pretty much doing the critical chances. Sorry, I had to call that back up because obviously while recording I don't have that screenshot there. No, it's added in editing. But critical chance, 100% chance, you're pretty much hitting criticals all the time. Yes, but obviously he's an epic officer. He is going to be hard to source. Well, not source, upgrade, tier up, by the way, because he requires those, what do you call them? Yes, those fantastic independent credit. 48,100 independent credits to take him from tier 1 to tier 5. So, yes, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be a decent officer. So, sourcing for him is going to be through the epic solo Armada chest, which we will look at in just a minute, because I want to talk about the other officer that was also released that I have been able to source, and I will freely admit I managed to gain him the last few shards that I needed through the solo Armada chest. Yes, but again, we'll look at him. Now, it's Galana, or as I've called him, Fat Borg. I'm going to be politically correct in this one. We'll call him Galana. We're not going to call him Packlid. But no, he was a free-to-play sourcing through the Battle Pass, through events, and obviously through the solo Armada chest as well. But in there is RNG based. Again, he's another officer which is got reasonably okay officer ability. But again, what you're going to need him for, what you're going to want him for, is his below deck ability. And it's not a one-trick pony, this one. No, it's a two-trick pony. It's Borg, Hostiles, and Apex. Now, Borg, Hostiles, to me, I could be wrong. So just a disclaimer that I could be wrong. Borg, Hostiles, to me, means including solo Armadas. And those other Armadas in the other area. But we'll have to see. Now, I do not think it includes the assimilated ships up in the top right-hand corner of the map, which was the original Borg space. But, yeah. So, now, here you go. Here's his image from stfc.space. Big shout out to Ripper for this one as well. Maxes out at 50%. Now, you team him up with 5 of 11 on the ship, and you're going to boost. To be perfectly honest, right, he's going to be easier to upgrade. Yes, he's going to be easier to upgrade than what Hugh is. I mean, he's a rare for one, and he's only going to cost you 19,500 credits, independent credits in total to max out. That's not too bad, actually. That's pretty good. So, obviously, at the minute, he's not going to cost me anything. As you can see, traits, he's a thief. But then again, he's a Packlid. What do you expect? And as you can see, I've already got 14 shards towards getting him up to tier 2. So, keep doing those rare solo Armadas for the Borg, and I should eventually get him topped out. But I will do a video showcasing him alongside 5 of 11 and on the Vidar, as well as using the Exacoms. Yes, because we had the Exacoms added as well, but again, we'll talk about them just shortly. So, now, for me, the officers this month, they are your 2 officers. They are both a must-have. I'm not going to deny it. They are both a must-have. So, I'm going to give them top marks on this one. 4 points, which is basically an A. So, I'm not going to lie. Yes, I've only got the one of them. I've only get a chance to play with the one of them. But that's absolutely fine. I'm happy with that. I'll eventually get Q. Now, I did say that there was another way to source them, and we will quickly look at that. And if we go over to Borg Tech, and Lord and behold, I can't access the rare solo exchange for another 2 days. Hey! But we can look at the Epic at least. There's the Excos we'll look at in a minute. And if we scroll through, oh, look at that. Gallinat is in here as well. So you got a chance to get him. It is all RNG based, so just bear that in mind. And obviously, down at the bottom here, you've got Hugh as well. Now, they are 1, 3, and 5. Not exactly big takers. RNG based, so take it as you will. But obviously, you do get the other Borg drones as well. Now, what I will tell you is that these exchanges, all 3 of them, contain the entire Borg Unimatrix. Yes, the entire Borg Unimatrix. So now you have an additional source to actually go out and get them. So again, that kicks off with an A. So we're already off to a great start on this. Now, unfortunately, it is 8 hours till the next pull on this. Now, I will say the downside that is going to bring the feature side of this down is going to be the cost of the uncommon solo directives, and the cost of charged nanoprobes, the inert nanoprobes that you actually need. And that is one thing, sadly, that is going to bring the grade down just a wee bit. But anyway, actually, then again, speaking of features, let's crack on with the features. Yes, because we've just looked at them. Now, the inert nanoprobes, you do need 1 million inert nanoprobes. 1 million. And that is absolutely daft. And if we put my Vidar on, if we can find one, here we go. Now, we'll go out into the main screen for this bit, because if we pull that up, in fact, straight above my head there, 495.9 thousand. That's the maximum cargo hold I have. And that's based on, that's also included a little bit of research. I can't remember where they are, but there is some. And also the treasury. How many runs are you going to need to do 1 million? 3 runs. Now, there is various ways around it. There's Lalan. You can sling her below deck. So that's going to boost it. I can, with the Lalan I have, I can boost that up to 568,000. Now, it does show us 580, but that's because of the bug. But it is about 568,000. I think 568.4, if I remember correctly. So again, 2 runs, job's a good one. Now, bonus for me is I have 2 maxed Vidars, which helps me greatly. However, some players don't have 2 maxed Vidars, so sadly we'll have to do it in separate runs. But the bonus for me is, because I have the 2 maxed out Vidars, it comes absolute handy for using these. I can use 1 Exocom and send 2 Vidars in quite easily. Now, timers on these Exocoms. Obviously, you can see 10 minutes here for the epic, the rare ones are 15, and the uncommons are 20. Obviously, dropping in loot as well. The uncommons are 125%. I can't remember what the rares are, but they are a good addition. I'm not going to lie, they're a good addition. The timers could be a bit better. When I used one of these epics last, I had to move to Rata to access the 3 Borg systems just north of it. It was a 45-second warfight that gave me pretty much 9 minutes to go out and smash it. Now, thankfully, 2 Vidars, kicking ass, using as much loot as bonuses as I can do with 5 of 11, including Galena. I was able to do it in around about 5-6 minutes. So I had time to run home, empty, come back and start loading up with a few more. But the problem is, yeah, there is always a problem when Scopely add new features. They're still there. Yes, it makes it very difficult, so which means I'm going to be using, if I continue to do that, I'd be using 4 of these transwarp cells per day. Well, you only get 2 per day. So you've really got to balance it out. Was that considered when they decided to do this? I really don't know. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't think they could. But that's just the way it is at the minute. Now, will they change? I flipping hope to God that they do get rid of those tokens. They are a ball ache. When it comes to the material systems, I can understand it. But when it comes to these systems, really? Just let us get into the system. But anyway, I'm rabbiting on. So, Borg Solo Armadas. We're going to kick, luckily we can kick straight into here. Nice addition to the game. Power levels, yeah, are quite far in between. I mean, this one's not particularly too bad. And they are spread across the system. Let me just get rid of them. And for some peculiar reason, my screen does not want to... Alright, sorry about that. I just did a quick reset. Just maybe that would actually sort the screen out. We'll find out in just a second. Yay! That sorted the screen out, which means we can move around a bit faster now. Right, so, as I was saying, just south of Nekosa is the next Borg system. Get rid of them. And obviously you've got your Borg spheres, including up to epics. The 35 system that I've just showed you, obviously you won't find any rares or epics in there, because obviously that's allowing players from level 35 to be able to gain access and start doing these amounts. Next up, you're going to find System Up here, and I've been there, but the power ratio to this system as well is so ridiculous. I've seen plenty of players lose to that, just uncommon. Just lose to it. Ideally, what I've seen so far is a player using a lot of Excoms, the Cerritos, the Defiant, and at least 2 uncommon G4 ships rated around about 12 million strength. Yeah. So I don't know what crews they were running because I didn't actually stop to find that bit out. But yeah, they do scale in power considerably. But again, another nice addition to the game. Sourcing for the directives is pretty much the same as it is with the Dominion ones. You get your uncommon ones from the refinery. You get your rare ones out the uncommon box. You'll get 100 per turn in. So it'll take 2 turn ins to actually get 1 rare. Epics, however, in the rare chest, you only get 200 epics. So you're going to need 3 turn-ins. But luckily, on the second one, you only need 2 turn-ins. So in totals, for 2 epics, you need about 5 turn-ins. Whereas the Dominion Solo epics are only 2 turn-ins on the rare chest. But I suppose they wanted to make this one a little bit tougher with it being the Borg. Now, the next thing we have is, now we can click that button here, is the new command center. Yes, we was given a new command center and introducing the skill trees. Now, to me, this is actually pretty good. I mean, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. It's not a small boot. It's not a small. It's not a big boost. I'm not going to lie. 75%. It does reasonably well. It does reasonably well figure wise. So, and then obviously this one here as well increases my mining rate. So now there is 3 different levels to it. There's the one that always on, there's on duty, and then the selectable. Yay. The selectable, which is these up here. Now, as you can see, you have the choice between choosing which resource storage capacity you wanted to increase. I went power steel. If we go to this one, mining rates increases. I've got to select between which one I want. Now, the level locking between them as well is shocking, because it's not so easy on a free-to-play path to get there. But the upside is you given a mission at the start of the arc, which gave you the option to choose between either Captain Spock or Admiral Kirk. Now, Locutus you could buy in the in-app store. However, not a lot of people went for it. This one caught Scopely completely off guard. Not a lot of people went for it. They thought that, Locutus, the people was going to want him for the Armada side of things and everything. I mean, they all do have their specialities. But they didn't. And the reason being is because of on the other far side. Level 40 command center to unlock a second officer. So a lot of people didn't see the point of going for Locutus. They stuck with a 2-3 officer, getting one of the 2-3 officers. So now, obviously, depending on you had to carefully think about what you wanted, which obviously you wanted to benefit your game. I do think they have some good ability, but again, that's it. Now, because of the slight flaws, like in this, and the power difference, the grinding of the Borg, just to get the directives and continue on getting independent credits, which are already a pain in the ass to source. I've knocked a point off for this one. It's not going to be an A. This one is going to be a 3-pointer, which is a B. It's still pretty good. I'm not going to deny it. I do it every day. I've still got to do my solo Armadas tonight. I'm keeping on top of this one. And as you can see from here, rank 9. And if we go into there, level 40. That's not bad for a month on free-to-play. That's not bad on free-to-play whatsoever. Again, it does have a number of currencies as well, which does also help reduce the points a little. The overall points, because more currencies. We don't need more currencies. You've got a currency here to level him up. You've got a currency here to increase his rank. You've got currencies in the skill tree. How many more different currencies do we need? I mean, seriously, Scopely. So, that's a B. Now, We'll hover over Federation Space here while we do this. Next one is the event calendar. Yes. Reasonably done. Sixth pretty much mostly to the art. There's a couple of extra throw-ins as well, like the Syndicate XP one, which was nice to see a change in it. It was nice to see a change. It gave me an extra 4 shards towards Bashir. A little bit annoyed it's still on the epic side. I thought they would actually try and, reduce it to allow players to get through. But anyway. So yeah, it's been there. The downside for me was the meta. Now, if we actually go into the actual events, and that is the Borg meta. This one, We Are the Borg, as you can see, 19 hours, so that's how long's left at time of recording. I didn't see anything telling me that you needed to do 100% completion. So, I'm actually going to fall short by 300 points because of the day one. Because I failed to complete an event on day one. Kind of sucks, but that's the way it is. I ran a couple of tests on solo Armadas, joined an event which went towards this, and I shot myself in the foot. Massively shot myself in the foot. My fault. So I can't complain too much, but it would have been nice to have been told from day one, 100% completion. DJ did say that he did actually make an announcement in his Discord and everything, but obviously it was a couple of days into the arc. You've already lost a couple of events by then. So, but, yeah. Next up, as well, there you go, screenshot. The Treasury came out. Fairly good payouts this month, I thought. I mean, for me, 846,000 Latinum. That lasted 24 hours. I did it, obviously, I opened mine on live. Didn't spend as much in Latinum on live as I was thinking about doing. But the following day, Jesus Christ, did I blast through 7.5 years worth of research. Yes, that was how much 846,000 lasted. 7.5 years worth of research. So it was a nice progression. Material payouts were pretty good as well. And also you had 3 epic officers in the form of Wayun, Dax, and Strange New Worlds, Una. 20 shards each. Can't grumble. It's something for nothing for a free-to-play player. So, would I wanted more? Yes. Enough to unlock all 3 officers. But it is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. I think I'm now starting to get to a point where, you know what? Why complain? Why complain about it? So, also, we also saw this event coming where you had to dock with inert probes. The synergy around some of these as well was pretty damn good. Because you had events where it's go kill Borg probes. Well, you might as well bring the nano probes home. This obviously does incentivize some PvP as well. Because obviously, watching those Vidars filling up with nano probes, go in, pop them, thank you very much, run off home, and you can score to this event. Didn't happen on my server as far as I'm aware. But I'm sure some servers would have seen that happen. And as you can see there as well, got a Galanat shard. And we also got a payout of some independent credits. Roughly approximately 455 payout. Not an awful lot, but it's better than nothing. Okay, it's better than nothing. So, now let's have a quick look at the Battle Pass as well. There you go. There's Hugh Meta. Where is our SMS? Where is our SMS? Now, I'm only 72 on this one because obviously what did I do? Oh, I spent some materials. And it says rewards received. Huh? How can I receive rewards when one, I'm not even in the top 50, and 2, the event's still running? Solo leaderboards pay out at the end of the event. So, but anyway, as I said, rare and epics. So if you got rares and epics, good on you. But again, they were doing full payouts, so I'm sure the players who were doing these, at least down to rank 3 at least, were actually seeing. So we're seeing a few hues come out here. So it's not too bad. But again, there's a way to source him. So no worries. And then obviously you had the avatar as well. Gain power through buildings, research and defense platforms. Again, I'm 112. Ranks down to 50. I ain't going to score in this. I ain't fussed. It's a leaderboard. I got no time, no money to pay into this. But it was alright. So Battle Pass, as I just quickly mentioned, obviously we'll go back and have a quick look at that. It's a reasonable. There you go. There's 3 shards of Hue at the beginning there. Some Galana, some Spock, a Mega Cube, some Borg Rare Directives, some Kirk, more Spock, Ultra Recruit tokens, some Syndicate XP, some new currency for the Fleet Commanders, and another 19 Hue at the end there. So it wasn't too bad. Also, you got some of the combat, the quantum communicators, which you need to upgrade your command center. So it was just looking at somebody reminding me about that one on live stream, and I went up a couple of levels. So, but yeah. So what do I give the event calendar? Well, despite the fact I cocked up at the beginning, I'll give it an A. It was actually the events were all relevant. The Battle Pass payout was actually pretty good. Not the best, but it was still pretty good. The only thing that really does my head in is this. Yes. Now, there was an event for you to actually get some of these, but it was in the form of a leaderboard again. But again, if you had some left over from when these originally came out, you had a chance to spend them. And then obviously you've got this as well. I've not seen any payouts for this in the events for free to play. These are purely pay to gain, pay to get, P2Gs, pay to get. So, but again, the officers including Mariner, Data, 3 of 11, Rom, Riker, Tendi, and all the epics paid out a single shard. The rares, however, pay out a full unlock. So obviously you've got Dopey, you got Harrison, you got Sam Rutherford, and you got Ortegas, Spock, Uhura, Strike Team Ortegas. Now the bit that really gripes me, where's Lelan? Where's Lelan? There's no sourcing in the game at minute for Lelan. I think there was an event for her, because my Alliance Admiral managed to recently unlock her, and I took the piss out of him for it. But yeah, so event calendar overall, despite this, I'm giving an A. Okay, I'm going to give it an A. It was a good payout. Adding these little extra trinkets in was actually, it's a pretty good idea. And as well, give the whales and people who do like to spend some money a chance to go after some spending. Now, finally, miscellaneous and comms. Comms, to be honest, I haven't seen much in the way of communication. But then again, to be perfectly honest, the communication I have seen is on Discord, which is fine. The use of the in-game news, if you all remember, it's that big view screen above your Tritanium. Okay, they don't have any news for me right now. What's new? It's the end of the arc. What's new? But anyway, the launch was good. It was fantastic. The way they tried to roll it out in stages made it easier. And the only issues I have seen this month is the event change lag. It can be silly sometimes, but at least the scoring eventually added on. And I think I did see something about some scoring didn't add on, but I could be wrong. But overall, I'm going to say a B for communications this month, because, and I will put it down to the fact that meta, there was nothing at the beginning to state 100% completion. So, well, not to my knowledge. If somebody's got a screenshot proving me otherwise, please post it in the Discord and let me know. I love to be proven wrong some days. But other than that, that's it. So, what am I going to grade this month? Well, in all honesty, right, comms and being a B, features being a B, officers an A, event calendar and events A. Yeah, you're looking between an A and a B. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to be generous. A. Yeah, we're going to give it an A this month. Pure and simple, I like the fleet commanders. I like the new solo armadas. I can send my Valdor against the level 41 uncommons, and it wins by itself quite handily. Wins. So the officers, again, yeah, I can't grumble, I can't complain. I'm happy with the officers. My the downside is the RNG for getting Kirk, because I would eventually like to get Kirk and start working on him, because I could just take Spock off and start chucking some stuff at Kirk. But I'm sure I'll get him eventually. But who knows what next month's going to bring? Will we get a new ship next month? I hope so. I really want a Vidar A. That's the whole reason I got a second maxed out Vidar for a Vidar A. They did not give us one this month, so they best be getting us next month. But anyway, we'll have to just wait and see what happens. But we definitely know we've got more Borg to come next month. What they're going to release, I don't know. Check out DJ and Rev streams. I'm sure they're going to drop some hints to let us know what's coming. But until then, it's a big A for me from this. I can't say anymore. It's been a relatively good arc. There have been times where I've been sat there thinking, what do I do now? What do I do now? Because I've done everything that I can do. But what I will say before we go is the grind. If you don't want to do such a hardcore grind, right? The Borg solo armadas, yes, they're great for sourcing the officers. I'm not going to lie. They are great for sourcing the officers. But when you think about how many independent credits you need for all officers, is it really worth rushing the solo armadas for the Borg? Not really. Take your time. If you don't do it every single day, even if you do the grind, I've resorted to doing the grind every 2 days. So yes, I'm going to get through 4 nanoprobes, 4 transwarp cells. But that's fine. Those new XCOMs do pay out. They're RNG based, but they do pay out reasonable. So build them up. Do and run. If you've only got one maxed out Vidar, then that's it. Now the downside is, yes, you do need a maxed out Vidar for a 400 uncommon directives. So just bear that in mind. You do need a tier 9 for a full pull. But there's no rush. Maybe if they release a Vidar A, it might reduce your woes on the tactical probes. You never know. It might have a bonus. If you've got the Infiniteness skin, that will help you. There is another thing as well. If you really wanted to, and getting it can be a bit of a pain in the back. Cargo capacity. Increasing your cargo capacity. Get that. Well, it is RNG based, so getting it's going to be a bit of a long shot. I think there's another one in here. There's a 75% one as well for 3 hours. For 3 hours, right? If you've got a fair whack of nanoprobes, you've got one of these. Why not spend 3 hours just grinding? It's not the most glamorous thing, I know. But might help you. But anyway, don't let the game push you to do everything. I do the Borg once every 2 days. I do the Mantis once every 2 days. And then on that, I couple with its stings. Because its stings pay out better once every 2 days. A lot better. And I'm getting through. This morning, I did a full pull on Strange New Worlds Pike. Yeah, fine, it's went to T3. But it took me to 111 shards out of 220. So that was something. sit down, think about your game. Think about how you want to play it. Do yourself a little plan. Like I said, I alternate between Borg and Mantis. 4 runs on the Mantis, 4 runs on the Borg. The Borg are the biggest pain in the ass for grinding. I won't deny it. But it's your game. You decide how you want to play it. I better run off. Sadly, kids are back at school. Yeah, so I need to go get the school uniforms prepped. I need to get the pack-ups ready. Father duties. But anyway, great day. Pretty good month. I would love to see a new ship next month. But we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to. Also, if you do want to donate to the channel as well, I do have a PayPal link in the channel's description as well. And I have a Cash App, which the link for that usually appears in the live streams sometimes when I remember to put it in. But anyway, the links are there. Any donations to the channel is greatly appreciated, and for the time being they will be going towards setting up a new PC setup. Well, getting a PC setup would be the start. So anyway, that's it for today. Let me know your comments. Don't forget, like and subscribe. I'm Admiral Pegasus. This is the Pegasus Show. Stay safe, live long and prosper. Bidding you all a good night. Thank you for joining me.